Adrien in December last year sent me a message saying, Seb, I would be very interesting to discuss with you. I saw that you are also part of the French tech community. I'm part of this company, the retail VR, and we are looking to expand our business in the UK, maybe also in Germany. And I'm pretty interested to know what are, I would say, the key connections that I could have in the UK that could help me to avoid some mistakes. Because as you know, you will learn, I don't know if other in the room has done some international development, but when you do international development, you know that you will do mistake. Everybody will tell you is the first thing you will do mistake. And the worst thing is that you are listening to a lot of people that tell you how to avoid the mistake, but you will do the mistake. So, and I did some mistakes too. So I don't know if it was mistake or if after some year I would have done some stuff a bit differently. But if we can help Adrien with by giving him a straightforward guidance or some support on the way to develop the company in the UK, I think would be very useful for him. So before that, I give the mic to Adrien to present himself. Just some rules around this Café Serré. The idea is to have really an interactive session all together. Okay, it's the first one. So if you have some comment or if you have some feedback at the end of the Café Serré, they are more than welcome. It will help us to improve the way we operate this Café Serré. In the meantime, if all along the conversation, because it will be more around the conversations that we will animate this session, if you have questions, feel free to ask them, and we will invite you to ask the question directly to Adrien or to other team members, other persons that are in the room. Okay, is it fine? Are you ready? Do you all have a coffee? I want to see. I think that there is a chat, so just tell me that you have your coffee because I can see everybody say yes, coffee, and ready for this incredible session with Adrien. But where I can see this chat, I have a chat.
Coffee.
Mathilde, I want more message to start. I need to warm up.
Adrien and the team, can I just jump in? Sorry for the bad connection this morning. I'm Raf, I'm the president of French Tech, and I want to welcome you officially to this session. And thank you very much for being our first of 2021. It's been a long 6, 7, 8 months for everyone. I suppose you agree. And it's good to see, that we're kicking off again this activity. Of course, can't wait to make it real. Hopefully, in the next few months, we are above the bump, and hopefully, we're going in the right direction. But yeah, I'm not going to take much time. I just wanted to say, Seb said pretty much everything about the French Tech. I'm very, very happy you're here with us, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So brief introduction about myself. So I'm Adrien, 40 plus, father of 2 children, and startupper since 3 years now. So I'm based in France. I spent some time in the UK. I did the Erasmus. I hope Erasmus the program will still be on forever. This was very interesting for me. So that's where I found out about the British culture in general, and spent some time also in Asia. And we set up the company about 3 years ago. April 2018, and I think we will go into much details later on, but the idea basically is to have another way, a more immersive way of making e-commerce and commerce in general. And thank you very much for receiving me here today. I really think connections, the French connection is strong, the network is strong. I truly believe that it's important that we can liaise with the other French entrepreneurs and the French community in general. There are some very good structures with the French overseas market, the BPI, the Business France, and so on. But it's very I'm very glad to see that there is also the French tech that he is here to support, and Sebastien was very supportive. I just sent him an email, bam, responded straight, gave me some advices, and here I am ready to exchange with you about the UK market and our business. So thank you very much for welcoming me.
Yeah, thank you a lot, Adrien, also for being responsive and to take this opportunity for this first Café Serré. I wanted to introduce you, but you introduced yourself, so it's not a problem at all. Let's go straight in the topic, because today we have a very interesting technology. We can see behind your screen with all the cereals and stuff like that. It's we want to come and to join you in your house to eat everything that is behind you, but unfortunately with the sky is more difficult. Just before, because Adrien wanted to do some immersion around what he is able to do with virtual reality, so we will have some nice immersion later in the presentation. But just before going into more detail about your activity, why retail VR, and what's the purpose of the company? Because with virtual reality, we can do a lot of stuff. So if we combine that with the retail that is in your world, we can imagine that you try to apply virtual reality in the VR, in the retail environment. But what's the real purpose of the company? And if you have to look for, I would say, a long-term perspective, what do you have? What do you present to your investor? How do you imagine the world with VR, in other words?
Well, the idea in the first place, and I think UK is a good example because it's I think the most active market, maybe with some in Asia around e-commerce, and the UK, I think, is very strong in merchandising and promotions and so on. And the idea really basically is to say that now the retail is changing and we are entering a new era. And it's the customer, basically, they want more experience. And the idea came with my associate Erwan. We both were thinking that there is no interaction so much on the regular website that you find. It's very practical, but there's no you don't have much of customer experience. You don't have so much relation with the brands anymore. It's a bit I mean, Amazon, for instance, is very straightforward. You type the keyword, and you have a list of products that is coming, but you don't have any interaction. You don't have any brand content behind this. So it's really the basic. And the idea is to say that we can have the best of the world of retail and the physical and the digital, which sometimes we resume with the word phygital, which is basically the combination of the two. And we truly think that 3D is a key element to join the two worlds. So the vision we have is to say that this is going to change. Basically, we now have the technology that is here to support those 3D experiences, and we need to put the customer back into the game. And the technology will help us to do so. Now we're going to have 5G. The experience with the 3G will be much more fluid. Soon, we just had a recent announcement about Samsung. They're about to launch their AR glasses. Everybody's expecting the AR glasses from Apple. So basically, we have the stars are aligned, and the technology is here. The consumer are on demand. They want more experience. And also, I think the COVID has been a very strong accelerator, because now everybody's is shopping from their place, and really it's been booming. Maybe not so much in the UK, because it's already people are very accustomed to e-commerce, but for the rest of Europe, I think it's really an accelerator. So this is what we really want to be, is to become a leading platform for the virtual solution dedicated to the retail industry, and we are not focusing on any other markets.
Yes, that's very interesting. And I have a question that comes to my mind, because indeed, when we initially discussed, you were mentioning that your clients were more, I would say, historical players, so like the big retailers that we all know, the physical retailer. But you mentioned Amazon. So indeed, in my first idea is that I totally see those physical retailer using those kind of solution, especially in COVID, where it's more difficult to commute. But would you imagine also that the pure player start also to I would say to use your technologies and to show the product as it is in the physical environment, which is more an old mindset? Because as you said, on Amazon, you put your keywords, you have the list of all the products that you are looking for. But do you think that the customer will also look at this kind of I would say organization of the product also for pure player? And then
When you mean pure player, you're thinking about
web pure player, Amazon, for instance.
Well, definitely. I mean, Amazon, I forgot the name of the company, but they actually took over a big 3D company, and so did Walmart. So and you see, if you look at the competition between those two, okay, Amazon is pure player in the e-commerce. Walmart is fighting back. Amazon took over. Again, sorry, I forgot the name of this huge a network of shops, but basically it's becoming like a how to say, Amazon is becoming more physical, and Walmart is becoming more e-commerce, more digital. So those two companies, I think, are going to join at the end, and those two companies actually took over. They bought 3D specialists, and they are trying on and off to propose 3D environment shoppings. So I think it's the same vision that at some point this will join, and we will be in a situation where we are going to have. It's probably a bit futuristic. Maybe I'm completely out of the way, but
we are here for that today.
my belief is that you're going to have more and more 3D into the stores. It's already the case now because of COVID. The way wearing goggles and so on, it's no way, because of physical and the fact that you can transmit the virus. But we've had before the COVID crisis more and more experience of such type, basically that enlarged the scope of the shop, which means that with just a simple headset, you can open a full range of product, an assortment that is unlimited, like if you have in e-commerce. So basically, you can bring into the store, a physical store, the potential of e-commerce and physical at the same time, because this is all with 3D. And also you can do the other way around, which is from your computer, from your mobile phone, from a platform, to have access to physical stores where you can feel more confident about shopping. I give you an example. We have the drives. They're picking up pretty well. I don't like drives myself. It's for me, it's the worst experience to go to a drive. I've tried the Carrefour one, the shop, and so on. I don't like it. I don't. It's very practical, because when you've placed your product list, and you know that you're going to reorder the same brand of butter, the same brand of milk, etc., etc., then it's fun. But I like finding my way out in a real supermarket. And I think when you go to the drive, basically you have those lists. Okay, you may have the shortcuts and so on, but and there's no way for promotion and feeling the product as such. I mean, basically that you're buying butter and flour. But the brands, they don't actually have the power to you don't have emotional promotions. For instance, it's all working on price. So I think at some point we need to bring more emotion into the act of buying.
And let's go for some emotion, huh? Let's start
Yes,
the immersion. So I saw that some didn't have a coffee. So Adrien told me, Seb, you will be the guide in the Nespresso store. So talk. I will change my suite. I was CEO of Early Metrics. Now I'm the wholesale of Nespresso today. So I'm more a trainee. So don't mind if I'm doing mistake in choosing Ristretto or Café Roma. But yeah, so can you comment a bit, Adrien, what is
so
inside the store,
basically,
how to navigate? I see here some capsule. Oh, the red one looks pretty good. I'm going there.
So this idea basically came to the mind of a Nespresso innovative director, which we have to precise was a former financial director of Nespresso. And so basically they consider the shops, the boutiques are very expensive. So his idea is to say we can have small corner shops in 3D in hotel lobbies, in waiting rooms in the airport, in train stations, where people can feel as if they were hanging around in an Nespresso boutique, but instead of having a capex of 2-3 million euro, you can just have basically four walls. This type of solution, whether it's based on a headset or simply on the computer. And you can do the same shopping as if you were in real life. You have so the way the boutique has been designed is the exact same as you would find in a real store. We have the same merchandising layout. And you can do your shopping as if you were in the environment. If you do it with the headset, eventually with the Oculus, you can grab the objects, and this is very impressive. You can actually touch the capsule, you can touch the coffee machine. So it's just the scent and the smell of the coffee that you don't have. But basically all the rest is here. And if you want to buy, it's exactly the same as you would do in the real environment, which is basically, I mean, in the e-commerce, which is basically you had to your cart, and then you pay, you cash, and you receive afterwards your objects. And you have the same, for instance, videos. You have video content. You have picture content. So it's like I said, it's the mixture of the both environment, e-commerce and physical shopping into one solution.
You know what? I was, you know, sometimes indeed when you are at the supermarket or in your base shop, sometimes it's hard when you look at some physical product like coffee, for instance, to know what are all the, we say, all the specificities of each cup. And yeah, I think it's interesting to see. You know, you click on the capsule, you say, okay, why not this one? And I have all the characteristics, so I can quickly identify that. Well, sometimes when you are in a, I would say, when you want to go in a physical shop, it's difficult to find the correct information. The price are never released in front of the product, so you have to look for the good. And at the end, you go to the cashier and you see that it's twice what you were expecting. So, no, indeed the characteristic also it's good to have that.
You've mentioned something interesting, Seb, is that you said you go to the cashier. In this experience, you actually have a phone right into the middle, but it's not connected. But the idea is to connect this to the coffee. They call them the coffee officers, which is basically the helpline, and you can have a direct video conversation with the coffee officers. They're based in Lyon. And they can see where you're heading, and you can see their face in the square down there. So you can actually have a real exchange with the coffee officers, and they can guide you through the shop. They can guide you when selecting the pods corresponding to your coffee machine. Or the accessories that you can have if you want to make a milk foam or macchiato. They can tell you what you need to buy in order to do so, and this is very important. And we do this. We also have 360 showrooms. So you've probably seen that we come to a store with a 360 camera. And we capture the environment. We use this a lot for textile, basically for the B2B solution, where because when currently due to COVID, for instance, we work with Kenzo. Kenzo is usually gathering thousands of buyers from all around the world in Paris to their showroom during the fashion week. And so what we do is we scan the environment. So we scan the showroom, and you can also have an interaction like we're having now with a video conference, which helps you to see, navigate through the showroom and speak with the salesperson, and they will explain you about the collection and so on. So it's once again, it's bringing physical experience into a digital world.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So it was very nice to have this customer experience. But at the end, I guess that your client, which are not the customer but the retailer, at the end they will be very pragmatic in the approach. So indeed, today it's more a wow effect. I can show my coffee in a digital environment totally different from what we have today. But do you see, because you mentioned some clients we have here in Nespresso, you mentioned also Kenzo, do you see a strong impact on the cost of acquisition? Because at the end, the real question and the real impact for your clients is with those tools, do you think that they are able to sell faster to a client? They will. You mentioned at the beginning that indeed it's way less expensive than a physical boutique, but I guess to attract people to come to this virtual room, they will have to invest in marketing. They will have to attract their community on new websites. So it's not without any cost neither. So do you see an impact, or is just a wow effect and they want to show a nice vitrine to their customer?
Oh, so at the present time, we have B2B and B2C experiences. The B2B experience is working good, and we are now having return on investment. So I can give you an example with Lactalis. We've made for Lactalis a showroom like the one I have in the background, basically. And Lactalis is usually gathering about 50 people from Carrefour, from Auchan, from Leclerc, and so on, to their premises to showcase their new category strategy, merchandising strategy. Due to COVID, people could not go there, so they asked us to modelize a showroom of a supermarket, and they had 400 connections, meaning that, for instance, Auchan supermarket actually distributed the link to the showroom to the store managers and category manager, and they all went there, and then they went through questionnaires, internal questionnaires, to say, okay, do you like the approach, yes or no? And for Lactalis, it was the first time that they actually deploy their new category strategy after one meeting. It usually takes 5 meetings, and they deploy it after one meeting. So this is pain béni, like we say, for because for us it's a good return on investment. Now for the B2C, the idea with Nespresso was to create a link on their website so that their client could experience the 3D experience that you've just seen. We due to COVID, we didn't have the time to push the experience till the end. But when we did the test with their clients, the results were the following. The question was, what do you think of such environment in the goggles? Give us a mark out of 10. 8.5 with the goggles, 7.5 out of 10 from the computer. And what do you think of current Nespresso's website? 5 out of 10. So this makes
physical?
Yeah, no, the e-commerce website. Yeah. So they actually prefer much more this experience in comparison to the e-commerce website. Then was the convenience of the e-commerce, and those the people say, as long as we can shop as fast as we do in the e-commerce, which is basically in 3 clicks we can. And this is no big issue, because basically you know what your consumer are asking for. You have the list, they identify themselves in their first place, so you know what they bought last time. So eventually you can push the promotion for the next next shoppers.
We had a touchy question, Adrien. We have a touchy question for you. So we, as you, the presentation, the immersion was so sexy. At the end, we had the question, but what's the price for a retailer to have such environment from Dominique?
Okay, yeah. It's a budget around for Nespresso. I would say we've had 2 sessions, a first step, first design, and a second one. It's a budget that is around 60,000 euro to set the complete store, and it's actually pretty well designed. We had a lot to do with manual graphic design, where what we are doing also with our company is, and this is maybe coming to a second stage, I think it could be a transition. It's the fact that we have developed and patented a system that from a pack shot, I don't know if you're familiar with pack shot, but it's basically a picture. It's usually a 6-phase picture of a product. Those are the best pack shots we can get. But usually you have one picture of a pack shot that is commonly used for the FMCG company and the supermarket. Basically, they all work with pack shots. And from this pack shot, we recreate a 3D shape. So there is a lot of graphic design to work. But thanks to this solution, we can convert. So the assortment I have in the background, on the left hand side, you have. Thank you for the.
Yeah. Do you want to share the video, because this is the second emission that we've planned. So with the Chocapic and all the cereals, we will be hungry at the end of this session. But yeah, if you can comment during this short video. It's only 1 minute, and it's pretty nice too. So can I let you comment? It will be maybe more straightforward.
Sure. This is what I was illustrating. On the left-hand side, you have a pack shot, basically, and on the right-hand side, you have the 3D shape of objects. And then we can connect through merchandising solutions. All supermarkets and FMCGs are equipped with merchandising softwares, and we recreate then a 3D piece of aisle, basically, and then we integrate it. Either we integrate it into modelized supermarkets. So here we are, I think, at Auchan, and we can change completely all the aisles like this, and we can basically change all the supermarket and recreate the supermarket according to the planograms that the merchandiser are building up, and this is done automatically. So also what we can run are the shopper studies, which is basically shopper studies are usually run onto big billboards, or eventually you recreate real shopping environments, which is very costly. But the way we worked, for instance, with Perrier, is we equip the shoppers with a PS4 joystick, and they have a personal laptop, and they hang around in the shopping environment. They do their shopping, and the Shopper Institute will then ask the questions as if they would do on a real. I mean, it's not as if they would do on the regular shopping study, which is to ask the question: why did you buy this? On regular base, do you prefer a single bottle of Perrier, or do you take packs of 6? Do you see Perrier more in comparison to San Pellegrino when you enter the store, etc., etc. So this we can basically treat automatically, like I said. So we do the product conversion 2D to 3D. Then we plug our solution to the merchandising solutions. The most famous one is Blue Yonder, ex-GDA. And then you can use a modelized, ready modelized supermarket, or we do an alternative way, which is to go through a specific shop. We go with our 3D camera, and we insert into real environment pieces of 3D. So basically, from the background, on this side, you have the real image of a supermarket, and on this side, you have the recreation of a 3D. So this is the way the solution works, and we can then create thousands of shopping environment so that you can test with your consumer, and then you can plug it to a store where you can actually shop also. Back to Nespresso, for instance, sort of boutique environment.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's incredible what you can do and to automatize some tasks. Here we have an interesting question, and indeed I'm joining this question because here we have the cereal on your right, on your left, for you, on our right for us. Indeed, when I go to the supermarket, the first time I look to the cereal I want, then I buy my cereal, and probably I will continue to consume this cereal and buy once every 2 weeks or once every week. So I definitely see the experience for me when buying for the first time to create all the emotion and the Nespresso, but then how can you ensure like the recurrence? Because at the end, so the question was the return of investment. So indeed, you have the first time the client is buying, but also for Nespresso, they probably expect that the client, when they buy a machine or a product, they will continue to consume it all along the year. And I don't know what the percentage of a client changing every time their type of capsule, but how do you work on that? How do you work along the line of this point of ensuring, I would say, a certain recurrence to those big retailers that are, I think, betting a bit on that too? I'm not an expert on the retail industry, but I guess that's
no. But the recurrence, like I said, when we run this consumer study, when pushing the Nespresso v-commerce, we call it, solution. Basically, what the client said is we want to be able to shop as fast as we would do in the boutique or on the e-commerce platform. In the boutique, I don't know if you go there sometimes, they have RFID solutions, which basically you go to a big wall of capsule, and then you grab the 10 capsules you like, you put it into a bag, you go there, identify yourself, put the bag onto the machine, RFID connection, get the stock out of the store. It takes you maybe 2 minutes. And from the website is the same thing. So the idea is to recreate the same. So when you identify to the platform, you usually you can have all the products that you bought last time, and then those are the same mechanics as you would find on a regular e-commerce website. Basically, it's just identify the client, remember, get the data from what they bought last time, and then what is nice is that then you can insert cross-sell and upsell solutions, basically. But it's not just the cross-sell will not just be there on price, because since you have the video, for instance, we have these machines that make foam, coffee foam, and one of the questions was did you after the experience, did you understand what this machine stands for? And it's the same with the Virtuo caps. Since you have you visualize and you can interact with the object, then you understand why the object is there, and then you want to buy it, and it's not just okay, promotion $9.99 on this coffee machine. It's basically I understand the outcome of it. So the idea is to recreate the mechanism that you have on the e-commerce, but to transpose it with more physical interactions.
Yeah, indeed, the power of that indeed is the fact that you create the experience, and you create all the experience, the immersion, and the feeling to buy a product, but also you combine that with a lot of data intelligence. I have this feeling that we have to take all combining the front page is really the immersion, but at the end the power, a bit like e-commerce at the end, is how you get the data on client, and probably as you are in an immersive world, you can probably get more information. Adrien, I suggest that I think we can talk a lot around those products. You should connect with Dominic, because he looks to have a client for you, a nice client. So we will share the email after the discussion. And my idea is to have to keep 10 minutes at the end for open Q&A. But I invited you indeed to present what you were doing, and the idea of having this immersion was something very important. But we will need also to discuss with the entrepreneur, the guy, and why this company. Can you give us some KPI, some figures around your company, the size of the team, and what's your plan in terms of development?
Sure.
I know that you are looking for funding and everything, and then we will ask some question around more the UK specifically.
Yeah, so it's a team of 3 associates. Company, like I said, created to 2018. So we started with our own funds. We've done 200,000 euro revenue last year, and this year we're aiming. We are on a fiscal year April to April, and we are aiming to 400,000. And next year, the target is 800. It was more than 800. Is nearly 1 million. So it's a team of now 10 persons, mostly engineers. We have web engineers to set up the platform. And we have 3D engineers to basically recreate the shopping environment. And we have a head of sales that joined the company October last year, and this is really good because you know this, Seb, you put one head of sales. I mean, you put one sales, and then you have your pipe is exploding. So this is very nice. And like you said, we are now in the position of looking for fundings. So we are expecting to do a fundraising. We are looking for €1 million to accelerate our development. As far as the development is concerned, we are probably managing the companies as good fathers. I don't know if it's the appropriate word, but we go step by step instead of going like a rocket style. So we really wanted to settle the French market. There's a lot to do on the French market, and for distribution, it's a huge market. So we are now we deal with we have pretty nice logos. We work with Lactalis, Nestlé, But, Intermarché, Bricomarché. Basically, we have more multinational than SMEs. And what we want to achieve is to surf on those companies to go worldwide. For instance, we work, like I've mentioned that before, with Mathilde, we work with WD-40. They are the spray, and yeah,
you put that in the doors to avoid the noise of when your
thank
kids are
you. That's
opening and closing
exactly,
the door. Yeah.
or the bicycle. And this company, they drove us to Europe. And yesterday we've had a conversation about joining, entering the US market, thanks to a showroom we've made for them. And so we are now looking for an international expansion, and our plan is to focus on 2 countries in Europe. So the first one is the UK, and the second one is Germany. UK, because we think it's the most challenging market, but it's also the biggest one. So we know that there are we are pretty aware that the competition will be tough in the UK, but it's also it's going to change our mindset to address the US later on. I think, my opinion, but maybe you would confirm that because you are experienced in the UK. But my opinion is that it's the launching platform before you can enter the US market. And I think the mindset is really return on investment. Okay, your solution is fine. I put €1. How many euros am I going to collect? And this is really, I think, slightly different with the French way of addressing the market. In terms of speech towards your client. So and then we are going to address the German market, and this is I've been working a little with Germany. Germany is actually the retail market is completely different. I would say maybe 15 years back, but there's a lot to do because they have huge supermarket chains, and they really need to get to a digitalization. So maybe it's also a big market where they probably need our product. And last thing about Germany is that they are very, very much aware about 3D because it's an industrialized country, and they all have already knowledge about 3D. So this is important for us.
Yeah, indeed, the sales cycle are very different, and the approach to business is different in the UK. I don't know if there are some comment, and you will have support for German exploration too here in the comment, but indeed, I can say that UK is easier than France. It's definitely different. On my experience, indeed, when we work with, it takes say time also to convert UK clients. It's not that fast. However, what's interesting with the UK is when you start working with an international account from the UK, they are truly international. I have my experience with Barclays. It opened me doors to the US just after signing the contract because, yeah, they are the US, the UK is the same for them. So if you are indeed in the perspective to then deploy for the US, some clients will maybe help you to do that. And I think that one of on my side, and if there are comment on the room, for the UK, I think that even if we have the Brexit, is the proximity for an Anglo-Saxon market. It's 2 hours from Paris. It's quite close, and at the end, it changed a lot of your DNA when you enter the UK market, because your company has to change. It's not only just changing the video titles were in French to change them in English. It's also all the company DNA to also attract international talent. And for a young company to have this capacity very close to help you to start this internationalization of the company, it's interesting. However, the budget needed to open a country like that can be important, and it's not just a commercial.
Basically, this is why we are also looking for fundraising that is really to accelerate our internationalization.
Good. So we still have 10 minutes. It's perfect. Adrien, just to open the Q&A, so as you say, you are pretty interested by the UK market. You probably are going to plan virtual reality travel to the UK with this COVID environment. You will recreate the map of the UK with your technology, but very soon, hopefully, we will be able to travel physically. So you will join that. So how the French tech community can help you, because we have a lot of very nice people around the tables that have also their own network in the UK. How can we help you? So you mentioned investors. So if we know some business angel, it can be interesting to introduce you. I guess retailer. And maybe also on more practical point, if you are looking to, I don't know if you are looking to recruit people or
Yes.
how are you seeing the implementation, but probably there are some support that can be given by the people in the room. I will share the one pager you send me while you comment.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we basically we are considering either using the coopérant, well, I think you see what I mean. And also internship, and I think this is I don't know if it's very common internship in the UK, and if it's a smart move to get someone from a UK university, a native, to help us to our first steps in the UK. I don't know if it's something common. I know that in Germany it's quite common, but I didn't check it out for the UK, for instance. Is it something that is usually done to have an internship person for 6 months, 1 year to start digging on the market? For instance.
I don't know if anyone wants to comment in the room. I know that on our site, we don't have so much UK internship. It's really different from France. However, Stanislas asked the question. I'm lost with the Zoom. Mathilde, can you help me?
Yes.
How can I give the mic to Stanislas that he can comment that?
Oops, sorry.
Okay, I don't know if you're here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a quick word about internship and VIE, which is the Volontaire International en Entreprise, which is the coopérant new branding, if I may say so. It gets a bit complicated with Brexit rules in terms of immigration. As you may know, with Brexit, immigration rules apply to EU countries, and they have a kind of salary cap, which is not a cap, which is a salary floor to allow companies based in the UK to import some workers from other countries, which is around. I can't tell you the figures exactly, but it's around £25,000 a year.
Okay.
And this is a problem for VIE so far, which are below this floor. And we try to exchange with British authorities to have some kind of bilateral agreement. But for the moment, VIE is not it's not possible to hire VIE from in England or in the UK unless no, it's not possible unless they are already have a settled status. You know, people that were already in Great Britain last year, they have a settled status, so they're not basically immigrants. And I think you would have the same problem with internship. That is, if people have a settled status, for example, people that come out from a British university, that should be fine. That should be okay. But it's you will face the same difficulties in importing internship that are based today in France. So it gets a bit complicated at the moment. We hope to solve this problem within the next few months. But you have to be aware that it's quite complicated at the moment to hire people unless they are in specific fields or unless they are sufficiently paid to acquire these immigrants. You have some costs that did not exist earlier in terms of contribution to social security. It's not huge, but it's an extra cost as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for by curiosity, what are the kind of tasks you are expecting from the intern? Because on my experience, that you can have anyone in a new country, I would say the founders or the leadership team has to spend quite some time on a new market to make it successful. Because the thing is that the intern or the person you will recruit will need a lot of your time to understand the product, all the training, and also to understand the client. And sometimes, you know, on my experience, I think that what worked is when I went to the UK for 2 years, because I really understood the client need. And I have an experience to share with you. I came back to my Barclays case because it was very interesting. You know, I prospected for some months some UK banks, and I lost 2 deals, you know, against a competitor, UK competitors. So it was a very nice experience. And the third deal was Barclays. And I decided at that time to review all the commercial offer, to really understand what was the client looking for, to get all the low signals that I had during the meeting, to understand what is the value proposition. And then I was way stronger in front of Barclays, and I win the deal. And so far now, we have not lost any new deal in front of this competitor. So just pay attention for this point. So what I want to say, I don't want to to receive applause, but just to say that there are a lot of information signal that only the leadership team can receive on a new country, on a such young company, where at the end the business model is not, so the business model is maybe stable, but the acquisition channel is not maybe stable to really grow and to invest in strong scale. So pay attention to that point, that the intern will be a very strong support to give you back some data, give you back some maybe first connection, to tell you, okay, this event, you can go to this event. But at the end, there is a lot of time that need to be dedicated by the person, by the leadership team. And that's something that's, I would say, something that is key. And it has to be someone that understands the business and has the capacity to be flexible in front of also on the client. Okay. It can be the engineers that, so maybe if the engineer has some sales skills and wants to go to the UK, maybe, but if it's the engineer developing the tech team, it's really to be in front of the client.
My option was rather to have someone that would with a commercial background to actually dig the market in the first place, so that we can then push. You know, it's like having the first appointment, and then I would go for the second appointment, basically to catch the client. But I understand what you say is that it's time consuming and maybe not as efficient as if I was to settle myself in the UK.
Yeah, you are the CEO.
Yeah.
But if you are recruiting someone, also the work markets is totally different from France. And with what happened on how they manage the Brexit, they have this, I don't know how they name this shame it was not the chômage, not the partial time. I don't remember the name. If someone has the name,
yeah, it's follow scheme.
Yeah, exactly, this one. So many person in the UK was put in this same with a salary, and in some months they will be without any job. And so I think it's an opportunity probably to look at some profiles that are more experienced but way less expensive than what you would have in France. The only point of concern with that is that quickly they will ask for an increase in their success. But you can probably look for experience for business developers that have spent 2 or 3 years in a tech company selling to retail firm. And probably agreed on a salary that is not above the 40K per year, knowing that in the UK you have also less tax. So look at the equation between having an internship for 15,000 per year compared to 40,000, but
who's going to bring in much bigger deals. I agree with you. Okay,
good. So support on that, guys. It's already the end of this hour. Adrien, Thanks a lot for this incredible Café Serré. I invite everybody to leave. I will leave you the ending word, Adrien. I invite everybody to leave a comment if you like it, if you want to give a rating on a scale from 0 to 5 to tell us if you like it, if you like the format, if you have some element you would like to improve. We would be very happy to receive the feedback. But thanks a lot, Adrien.